Okay, you are all welcome once again, and welcome to the Sharebility EduTech course. As Sharebility Uganda, this is a resource that we've given to the country as we embrace ICT integration in teaching and learning, education technology, and as we also get what we call the digital agenda strategy. The ministry has recently launched a digital agenda strategy. The ministry is telling us to utilize technology in teaching and learning, make sure that we can be able to have 21st century skills, learners who are able to not just get notes dictated by the teacher. The teacher is no longer the source of knowledge. The knowledge is out there. It is on the internet, it is in textbooks, but most importantly, it is in digital libraries, which we are going to be talking about today. So instead of a teacher really going to the library and getting all the notes for the learners, spoon feeding them, the new curriculum is telling us to have these learners guided so that they can be able to fend for themselves, be able to have lifelong learning, be able to research. So we had a session earlier where we talked about digital libraries as part of the EduTech course. We have maybe before we dive in, let me just give this small background. We had a unit which was handled by Mr. Wogisha Dennis. So when you go to our website, sharebility.org, our website, sharebility.org, is the one we have put as a dedicated website for this particular Sharebility EduTech course and EduTech, because we have two websites. We have sharebility.net, which is an online digital library, and our business website for report software, web services, and other things. But then this one of .org has been dedicated to EduTech. And when you go there, you'll find information about EduTech, you'll find the recordings, session slides, everything, and even the syllabus that we covered. So I was saying we covered something on digital libraries under Unit 2.3. If you remember, those who have been attending, we covered Unit 1 under Unit 2.3. We looked at digital libraries briefly as one of the digital pedagogy tools. But in that unit, we also looked at other things, other tools that we need to use. Yeah, we didn't do enough demos on it because here we're looking at the teachers, which tools they can use and how they can use in the classroom. Now, in Module 3 is dedicated to school administrators. You have started your school, you have a librarian, you are thinking of buying textbooks. Buy the textbooks, that's good. But in addition to the textbooks, we think you need also to have digital libraries to supplement the textbooks because we're in a digital era. So in today's session, we're going to be looking more about digital libraries in detail, more than what we did last time. That is the introduction I wanted to give. And at this point, I want to welcome Mr. Moya, who is going to discuss more about the digital libraries. And then after that, we shall come back and do the demos. So, Mr. Moya, I'm unmuting and I'm giving you the mic.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rogers. Thank you, members, for joining in today for this session about digital libraries and resources management. I hope everyone is hearing me. Members, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. As the moderator has stated clearly, today we are going to learn about digital libraries. We are going to look at how schools, administrators, and teachers can effectively use the digital libraries available to enable learners, teachers, and the entire institution to access resources, especially offline when you're not connected to the internet. Yes, I'm going to ask the moderator to manage for me the slides. Yes, thank you so much. As you can see on our screen, we are seeing there introduction to the session. In addition to stocking your books in the library, physical books, we are thinking of an idea whereby you can have digital content on the computers, on internet. As we know that internet is very expensive, and yet ministry is telling us to digitalize the teaching and learning process, what we are calling digital pedagogy. They are encouraging teachers and school administrators to have access of digital resources whereby we can install different applications, have them accessed by the students so that they can do more research on some of the topics that we give them. So digital libraries provide access to vast education resources in electronic format, in soft copy format. They break geographical and financial barriers to knowledge. Digital libraries support research. Learners are able to access the applications and carry out research at their pace. It has helped many schools where they have connected. I have an example of a school where I have seen people using the Kawa gadget. It provides wireless access, but which is not connected to the internet. So teachers can always have the content on video, the content in digital form, like textbooks that we are using the new curriculum when they are installed in the gadget. So you need to have the gadget, then you have the computers or smartphones or tablets that can access that gadget wireless but not connected to the internet. So members, we are going to be having some sessions which are practical as we continue, but basically we shall look at the platforms that can enable us to access content when we are not connected to the internet. As you're seeing on the screen, we have commonly used offline digital libraries that we are going to look at in our practical sessions. We have Encarta, Multimedia Encyclopedia, we have Britannica, we have Wikipedia Offline, we have WikiHow Offline, we have Kiwix Offline, we have Rachel, Colibri, Internet in the Box, we have Kawa, Internet by Kawa Uganda. Then we have offline data websites on local servers like XAMPP. Okay, so when we go forward, we are seeing here an image for Encarta. Encarta is one of the platforms that the application we can use offline to access information. And this Encarta is categorized into, we have Encarta for kids and then we have Encarta for adults. Now, like this one being displayed is Encarta for kids. It has a lot of content, digital content, text and then videos. It is an old application and some of the content may seem to be obsolete, but still we have some content that we can use to enrich our learners and also teachers when we are carrying out research offline. Encarta is still recommended even in the recently released NCDC Advanced Secondary Curriculum. If you check on around page 11, I think, you will see where minister was recommending us to use Encarta application and then Britannica for research, for more research. If a learner wants to, for example, if you are teaching about a concept, you may refer them to get the definition of that concept using Encarta, using Britannica, and these applications can be accessed from our website at sharebility.net. You can go there, then you'll find them and download those packages there. Yes, Encarta uses offline knowledge resources before internet-based alternatives like Wikipedia became dominant. It has key features like extensive knowledge base, covered a wide range of academic subjects. It has integrated multimedia content, for example, video, animations, maps, interactive tools, timeline, dictionary, and then word atlas. If you get an application, you'll find all that in that application of Encarta and also Britannica. So members, we are advising schools, besides having a physical library where you keep your books, you can have also some computers like 10, 20, specifically for learners to access digital content when they are offline. Okay, so when we go further, we are seeing here Britannica. I was actually giving an example of Britannica as one of the application we can recommend for schools to have, as it was also mentioned by the Minister of Education in the syllabus of A level. Britannica is one of the oldest and most authoritative encyclopedias now available in digital format. You can also access this on our website, sharebility.net. If you reach there, you can download a copy at a free cost. Then if you want more training about this, still we can send you someone who can also train the teachers or anyone at school how to use it, the librarian and administrators. Unlike Wikipedia, Britannica is expert, reviewed, and provides reliable, well-researched content. So you can find it there, available on online and offline versions. They have a website. You can also visit the website of Britannica and get the information there. It has key features. We say that it has got content also like multimedia. You can get articles written there by scholars and professionals. We have content like text, maps, still. Most of the things that learners can access on internet, you can get them using Britannica when you are offline, when you are not connected. So we recommend schools and librarians always have access to these applications. I said that you can have, besides the library, which has books, you can also have computers where you can install these offline applications that can help learners to carry out research. Okay. So I want to, before we can continue, maybe I want to ask members who, there are those who have ever used these applications to give us any insight about them. If you have ever experienced using either Encarta or Britannica, you can share with us in 1 minute so that members can get to know about the application. You can raise up the hand so that we can see you and let you unmute you. Do you have anyone ready? Okay, I think we can continue. I think we can continue the next slide. Yeah, we have another application called the Wikipedia, accessing the world's largest encyclopedia without internet. Wikipedia is a website which contains resources. It is always updated every time. But they have an offline version which can be downloaded from their website. It allows the users to access millions of articles without internet connection. ideal for schools in remote areas. For example, we have areas where internet is not accessible. So you can opt to install Wikipedia on your computers or your gadgets so that teachers and learners can access the information there. There are millions of articles covering different subjects from science to arts. It is from many languages, and most of these things are not so heavy. You can access, you can have them with limited power. So as you can see here, this was a search about Fly. So when you search about anything like this one, you are able to see the image, to see the text about it, and more information about that. So we encourage schools to always adopt this. Instead of installing or fighting to get the internet, you can have, and then you install and have the information and let learners carry out research at their pace. Okay. Can continue. Then another application is called Kiwix. I beg your pardon. Kiwix is designed for areas with limited internet also. Kiwix allows users to download entire website and browse them without an active internet connection. This is so interesting. For example, if you get a website where there are content that you may want learners to have them or to access, download the information and then save on the computer using the Kiwix. Then information can be viewed later without internet connection. It supports multiple languages, runs on various devices, including desktops, mobile phones, and Raspberry. Is also lightweight, making it ideal for schools and communities in remote areas. So you can install on any device, including the mobile phones. As you can see here, information which is displayed was saved by the Kiwix application, and now it can be viewed later by the learners or anyone who may want to access such information. Let's just continue. Sarojas? Okay, then we have the Rachel, the remote area community hotspot for education and learning is a portable battery-powered device that drives free digital educational content to offline communities. Its key features include this one provides access to educational materials without the need for internet connection. Also, so you have as you can see in the picture here, learners are able to access content using the Rachel device. So it supplies wireless connection to the devices nearby so that they can access the information which is in the device. Then allows users to add and modify content to suit local education needs. Yeah, we understand that the content keeps on changing all the time. So it allows you to add new content to the device, just like Colibri and other applications. Then it is easy to set up. It is easy to set up and plug and play functionality. So when you connect it, it can automatically recognize the devices you've connected. It supports simultaneous connection from multiple devices, facilitating group learning. You can connect as many devices as possible. As you can see in the picture there, learners are connected to many laptops, the device. Then operates efficiently with minimal power, suitable for Beg your pardon. So we are still looking at the virtual device, and we are looking at the key features that it can bring to us when we have it to our schools. Okay, I say that it operates efficiently with minimal power in areas, for example, where there is limited electricity. So you can be able to save to charge it and then use it for some hours when it is still containing the power on it. Now, we encourage schools and administrators to adopt for these devices at your institution so that you can save on the issue of internet cost. We understand that the cost of internet is so high in Uganda. So if you have these offline resources, it is easier for you to save some money. Instead of buying a lot of data, you install these offline applications on the computers so that you can access the information. Remember, we are going to have practical sessions on some of these applications, so you'll understand them better when we are doing the practical part of it. We are just going through the slides, then we shall have the practical part of it. This application is called Colibri, and then Colibri Studio. Colibri is an open source offline fast learning platform designed to deliver high quality education content to learners, especially areas with limited internet connection. So Colibri is a web-based tool that enables educators like teachers and content creators to upload, curate, and manage learning content that can then be distributed via Colibri. It allows teachers and administrators to easily organize educational sources for their students, ensuring that aligned with the curriculum. So with the Colibri, teachers are able to create their own content and add to the application so that the content can be accessed by the learners. So you are going to be told, you are going to be taken through on how you can create content and add to the Colibri application, how teachers can add content to the application. Then the content can be accessed by the learners. Schools can download for free from that website there. If you want to have a copy of Colibri, you can easily download it using that the link which is down there, which is learningequality.org/Colibri. So even on sharebility.net, you can find that application there. It is available for installation on various devices such as computers, mobile phone, Android gadgets. So you can access it even if you have mobile phones. Teachers for creating a free account, but still you can seek for guidance from any of our Sharebility facilitators. You can reach out to us for guidance if you want to have either an account of Colibri or accessing on how to use it. Okay, can we continue? Yeah, as you can see in the screen here, this is a picture of a Colibri app which was created, and you can see it has the search and other buttons, but we shall look at this when we are having a practical session of it. So don't worry, we are coming for that. Colibri on Android, it brings the power of the Colibri. As you can see, these learners are accessing some content using the tablets. The content that was created on the Kolibri application can be accessed by learners, as you're seeing. When the gadgets are offline. So these applications, they don't need internet connection. That's the good thing about them. And still, learners are able to enrich themselves by getting the content which is there. The content can be edited or can be added on, and then making it possible for you to get the good content for the learners to access. So with Android app offers a portable offline file solution that allows students and educators to access learning using these applications like Kolibri. So members, as we opt for internet connection, we also need to think of having these offline applications that do not require internet connection for you to access them. Okay, let us continue, Mr. Mkaliri. Yeah, then we have internet in the box. Internet in the box, or IIAB, is a powerful offline educational resource platform designed to provide access to a wide range of digital learning materials without requiring an internet connection. This one works by creating a local server, as you can see, that contains resources or content which can be accessed via a local network, making it a great tool for schools and communities in areas with limited or no internet access. You can read more about this via this website there you're seeing, but we encourage now, like this one, you can have content put there on the device, then it can be accessed via wireless by any device around it. So it's all about having the good content to be put on the device so that learners or any person who is in need of the content can access it using this internet in the box. Yeah, it is one of the recommended device that was introduced. Looks like that one of Kawa, whereby they have integrated the new curriculum content of O level, and that content is now accompanied with a lot of videos. Every topic there's a video, so learners can learn on their own about something from science to art subjects. The videos are there. Learners can access the videos even when the teacher is not available and can be able to learn by themselves. Continue. Yeah, we have Kawa Internet by Kawa Uganda. This is what I was talking about. This is a new innovation by Kawa, whereby they have designed this kind of router and integrated it with resources or new curriculum resources. It has content of it has content of O level. Teachers are able to access the content, and also learners are able to access the content. So what you need to have is the device itself. Then also what you need to have is the gadgets that can access wireless. Gadgets like laptops, computers, mobile phones. Then the devices are able to access the wireless content from this gadget without internet connection. So they are solving the issue of too much cost that we spend on internet. So they came up with this digital device that can provide the resources that we teach learners on. They have put there a lot of videos on every topic that you teach. There's a video. So if you can make, besides your physical library, you can make another room at school where learners can access computers which are connected using this Kawa Connect by Kawa Uganda. They are able to learn this content by watching the videos, by looking at the text, and enrich them by making a lot of research. So this one makes it easier for us to, instead of connect the internet, we can have the research done by the learners and teachers using these gadgets. So we encourage librarians and administrators to learn how to use the gadgets so that they can also help learners and teachers when they need to use them. Yeah, it is a package with local digital teaching and learning materials, enabling students and teachers to access valuable resources offline. So it is purely offline. When you have it, you don't need to get internet connection. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Then offline websites on local servers like XAMPP, using XAMPP to share web-based content via a school LAN is also one of the options for that you can opt for if you don't need to have an internet connection. The XAMPP application can be installed easily on your computers. As you can see the steps here. If you follow them, you'll be able to install the XAMPP server software on your computers. And then you can be able to access web-based content via a school local area network. So we are going to demonstrate how we can install a XAMPP application on a computer. These are some of the open education resources. They are freely accessible, open licensed educational materials. They include textbooks, lecture notes, video, research papers, and teaching tools. Open education resources help schools to lower costs while empowering learning outcomes. Teachers and learners or students can modify, adapt, and share these resources to fit their needs. So it is always, these resources can always be edited so that, because we say that the technology keeps on changing, the content keeps on changing, so we are able to modify, adapt, and create new content on using these open educational resources. So schools need structured digital resources management to improve accessibility, offline learning management systems like what we have talked about, like Colibri, Moodle. They help in organizing educational content. And these tools allow storing and structuring of digital content and materials. They allow also in customizing content for different subjects and levels, where we have been saying that teachers are able to add the content based on the subject. They're able to add new content, tracking learners' progress and engagement. You are able to track the progress of learners and how often they engage in using the system or the application. Okay.
Mr. Moya.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to say something small here before you conclude. There's a teacher who was in the group today asking me how to install a model on a local server. This model is a PHP software. It can run under XAMPP. So you can actually set up XAMPP on the server and put their model, and then be using model to create your own digital library in the lab. Because model is an LMS. You can be creating courses there, you can organize your lessons, and learners can, for example, access the entire, whatever you have taught the whole term, like a course. Yeah, so Moodle can work offline and it can also work online. But on offline, it must be running on a server like XAMPP. Yeah, so when time allows, we shall demonstrate something later. That's what I wanted to supplement. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mkalele. I think we can continue. It's been talking about Moodle and how and the features that you can find on it. Strategies for maximizing digital libraries for teachers. We are saying integrate digital libraries into lesson plan. Let it be not a by the way or an abrupt thing. If you are planning to use any tool, for example, Britannica, Encarta, Colibri, you need to plan. You need to put it in. You indicate it in the lesson plan that at this point, I'll ask learners maybe to use Britannica to find the definition of either computer hardware. So you need to indicate it in the lesson plan. That's what we are saying. Integrate digital libraries into lesson plans. Then train students on how to search and cite for sources properly. We understand that some of the learners may be having challenges in using these applications, and in some schools, ICT is an optional subject. So some learners are divided, and you find a small group are attending lessons of ICT. So you may be teaching a different subject, and you want your learners to use either Britannica, Encarta. So you need to train them on how to use it and how they can search it, they can get good sites properly. Use offline libraries like Colibri for structured content delivery. We have talked about that. For students, learners are supposed to learn how to evaluate credible sources. We have some sources of content that are not credible, that not give credible results. So we encourage teachers to always help learners to find out find out credible sources where they can access information. Learners can also use citation management tools like Zotel and Mendeley. These tools can help them to cite for some good sources. And then develop critical thinking through independent research projects. So when learners are using these applications, they help them to do that, to develop critical thinking in them when they are doing it independently. The role of librarian is in digital resource management. Remember, this package or this particular unit was to enable librarians to get enriched in using these digital libraries and resources management. So we are saying that librarians play a role in organizing, managing school digital resources. Training equips them to catalog and index digital materials for easy access. Yeah, you can, librarians there are some applications for librarians can help them to catalog and find out the materials that they have in the library. Then managing offline and online digital libraries, organizing and updating content. It is one of the role of a librarian. For example, like this Kawa Connect gadget, a librarian is supposed to know how to use it. And so that if any teacher or a learner wants to access information using that, they are there to guide them. And also work on updating content, adding more content on the application. Then guide students and teachers on utilizing digital libraries for research. I've talked about that. It's one of the role of the librarian in this case. Ensure computers digital section in the library is well stocked. Yes, as the computer lab is often busy with the computer studies lesson is leaving other students with no access. So we are encouraging that A special room should be organized, or some computers should be put aside where we can install these applications so that if they can be used specifically for research, not part of the computer room, but for where we can put digital applications like Britannica and Kata, Colibri, and other applications, and learners can be able to go there and access information offline on those computers. Yeah. In the picture you're seeing a learner handling a gadget, and you can see the learner is carrying out research using that gadget there. So members, we are encouraging that schools should adopt using these digital offline libraries instead of connecting the internet. You may be having challenges with the internet connection, maybe the place is so remote. These applications are there, available. You can have them, and also is on the challenges of carrying out research. Let's continue. Okay, how do we integrate digital libraries effectively? Yeah, the number one way of integrating this is by developing a policy. We are encouraging schools to have policies. Define guidelines for digital resources usage, guidelines that can guide learners, teachers on how to access, where do we keep, how do we have this. For example, I've been talking of having an independent room where we can have, besides the computer room and the library, we can have either these computers be put somewhere and install these applications as one of the policy. Then we can set rules for content selection and curation. Learners should follow some rules there and regulations in selecting and accessing this content on the computers. We can also consider investing in digital infrastructure, have the computers in place, have the either iPads, tablets in place. Then after having the gadgets, you install the applications like the offline servers, the Colibri Rachel, internet in the box. Yeah, ensure also an internet connection if possible, because you may want to access some information which is not on the gadget. Yeah, we understand that we always get information is being created every day, so it's there on the website. And remember, something which is offline cannot be. It was created and it is still there, but we have this content which is created every day. So the internet is so important still in this case. If you can access the internet connection where possible, we recommend that. Then training for teachers, students, and librarians about how they can use the applications, provide hands-on training on searching, citing, and managing resources. Encourage integration into lesson planning. Teachers are encouraged to plan during lesson planning, and during lesson planning, they need to plan well according to what they are going to teach. You include that in your lesson plan, that today I want to teach about this, and I require learners to use this application to do this and this. So it should be in the lesson plan. We encourage that. Monitor and evaluate usage, track students' engagement and research activities, regularly update and expand digital content. So this content, since it is offline, it's supposed to be updated. If there's any new content which you need teachers to, learners to have, it's better you add it on the application, because the application is offline. They cannot access it when it is not added there. So we encourage regularly updating and expanding the digital content by adding new content on the application. Okay, we are going to have some practical sessions, and that has been the end of the unit, but I'm going to invite my colleagues who are going to take us through the practical session of some of the applications I've been mentioning about. I've been just perusing through, but we are going to look at how you can use them, how you can access them, and how you can install some of the applications. However, you can find these slides on our Google Classroom, and the code is there, VMZ2KL6. And our next unit shall be supporting ICT integration and innovation through EduTech clubs. Yeah, thank you for listening. I've been Moya Julius, the facilitator. Thank you so much. Mr. Mkarere,
Thank
can I
you.
invite, I don't know where we're going to start from. We mentioned many applications, but I want you to talk us
Okay.
through on how we can do the next part. Thank you.
Thank you. And members on the call, I will really request for around the 20 to 30 minutes of your time, because we need to demonstrate some of these tools so that we can be able to have this module. We also want to encourage members that the Sharebility, we are ready to come to your school to install for you the softwares. If you have challenges, you can be able to contact us, you can be able to discuss, and can turn your lab into a digital resource center. So at this time, I want to invite Mr. Emorut. I don't know whether you are ready. You're going to demonstrate for us some of the tools. Then Mr. Wangisha Dennis, as you prepare as well. Then I will do the final ones and then we'll conclude. Mr. Emorut, over to you.
Thank you very much, Rogers. Just confirm whether you can hear me.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you so
we can
much,
hear.
Mr. Moaya, for taking us through. And with interest of time, members, I request to share with you a brief demo on how to do something, how to set up a Colibri offline library. So Colibri, as Mr. Moaya said, it is basically a free software which is open source, and it can enable us to be able to generate our digital library, which can even work offline. And this can work very well in places where internet connectivity is a little bit challenging. So the beauty is there is also a mobile app which works on Android devices. So if you have an Android, maybe smartphone, which most of us must be having, if you have a tablet, then you can be able to install that particular app, and then you import all the content that you should have created and uploaded onto your Colibri Studio account that you should have created. So briefly, the few things that we are going to do in this demo is we are going to look at how to create an account. And as Mr. Moya said, you create an account by going to Colibri Studio. And then we shall also try to upload some resource onto that account. Of course, after creating the account, we shall also create a channel. And then we upload a resource into that channel. And then we shall try to import that content which is already uploaded on our Colibri channel. We import it to our offline Colibri software, which is installed on the local computer. So in order for us to be able to create an account, you just go to your internet browser. You have to make sure that you have internet access in order for you to access Colibri Studio. So you just come here and then you say Colibri Studio, just in case you are unable to cram the web address that takes you to Colibri Studio. Just go to Google and then you say Colibri Studio. And then here it is studio.learningequality.org. Just click it. So when you click it, it takes you to this screen. On this screen, this is where it asks you for your email address and a password. Probably if you already have an account on Colibri Studio, then you can enter the email address here and enter password, then you can be able to sign in. But if you're a first timer, maybe you have never used it before, you basically have to go to click create account. You click create account, then you enter this basic information like the first name. For example, I can say Emorut, then my last name is George. Then you must also have a working email account. For example, I can enter George Emorut at gmail.com. Then you also create a password. Let me just create one. Confirm that password. Okay, so I've already finished to enter the basic information that is required in order for me to sign up. Then there is a question here which says, how do you plan on using Colibri Studio? You check all that apply. For example, organizing or aligning existing materials, yes, we are going to do that. Finding and adding additional content sources, yes. Using prerequisites to put materials in a sequence, yeah, you can check it also. Yeah, we can also use Colibri to create exercises. You can use Colibri for sharing materials publicly. You can use Colibri for storing materials for private or local use. And then as you check this option here, it asks you to put the amount of space that you are planning to utilize to store the materials that you are going to upload. So for example, let me put about a 2 GB. Sorry, let me put 2 GB. And then tagging content sources for discovery, you can also check that. Where do you plan to use Colibri Studio? You just come to the drop-down arrow, and then you select the country where you are planning to use it. For us, for now, we are going to select our country, which is Uganda. Okay. And then there is another question here. How did you hear about us? They are interested in knowing how you heard about them. Maybe I can select social media, and then you come. You come here. There is a privacy policy and the terms and conditions that you are supposed to read. For me, I already read before even the session. So for now, I'll just say I have read and I agree to the terms and conditions. Then just click finish. There we are. So as soon as you click finish, you'll meet this page where they send a link, an activation link to your email. That's why I said at first that you should have a working email, a valid email, which is already working, because you will have to activate your account. So my email is here. Let me just refresh it. Then I should be able to see the activation link right here. And the link is available here. Just click it in order to activate. And you can see account successfully created. Continue to the sign in page. Then again, I enter my email account because already now I have an account created on Colibri Studio. So George Emorut at gmail.com. Then I enter my password. Then I click sign in. So what I have just done is creating an account on Colibri Studio. So in order for you to enjoy the benefit of creating and organizing your content on Colibri Studio, Colibri is basically, it is a software which gives you the power or the privilege for you to be able to organize the teaching and learning material that you would want your learners to access. So now that we have an account, we are going to, shall need to create a channel. So you just come and click new channel, and then you can enter the channel name. For example, let me call this channel name, let me call it Sharebility. Sharebility, maybe junior school. Maybe this channel is for my school called Sharebility. Select the language. Preferably, we shall work with English. Then you can enter a simple channel description. Maybe you can say, this channel is containing learning materials for learners who study in different classes in Sharebility Junior School. Okay. Then you also have to enter the default, the copyright settings, because it is also very important that as you author or as you upload a resource, you should present it with bearing in mind that you should be maybe recognized as somebody, as the owner of the content. So you can just put your name here as the name of the author. Then these other ones, even if you don't provide information, it is okay. Maybe here the copyright, okay, the licenses, we can select any of these, but me preferably, I would prefer to work with all rights reserved. And then down here, it says automatically generate thumbnails for the following resource types. So these are the types of resources that can be uploaded or created on Colibri. We have videos, the audios, HTML5 apps, then documents. So by you leaving this checked, you are making Colibri to be able to automatically generate for you thumbnails for any of these files that you are planning to upload. So if you don't want thumbnails, you just uncheck this. But for now, for me, I am going to leave them when they are checked. So I just click create. Remember, we are creating a channel. After creating a channel, you can now see there is a button and then there's a channel name here. It is Sharebility Junior School. And there's a button on the right-hand side and it is saying add. When you click on that button, there is a new folder, there is upload files, then there is a new exercise, then import. There is import from channels. So maybe you want to import content from other channels which are already created. You just come here. But maybe you want to organize your custom content in your school with you want to upload content that the teachers have locally created, and yet that content matches with the curriculum that the teachers are using to teach the learners in the school. So you come here and then you click add, and then it is better to always organize your content in folders, and it is better to organize that content in folders. So I would encourage you to create a folder. For example, I am going to be concentrating on one particular class. I'm going to say I'm concentrating on P4 class. And in P4 class, I want to upload content. And this content, I can say, you can enter here description about this folder. I can say, this folder contains learning material for P4 class. And then I can click finish. The rest of these other things, you can enter them, but for now, because of time, I'm not going to enter. And then I have managed to create a folder, and in this folder, I need to upload content inside it. And this content can be a video, or it can be a document, which content I should have already created before even I came to create an account here on Colibri Studio. So if I want to upload content inside this folder, I am going to come here to add, then I say upload files. So I click here, and then in case I want to upload that content here, I can just go to my computer, then I drag it and I drop it here. If not, I can come and select, I can click here, select files, then it takes me to my computer. I go to a folder. I think I have a folder on the desktop. I have a folder called Sharebility Junior School. And in this folder, I have different resources. I have a PDF document, and then I have a video. So if I need to upload this video, I just select it, then I click open. And then you can see the video is loading, meaning to say that it's being uploaded. It is even done. And you can see the preview of the video right here. And then it has captured its title automatically. And then, yeah, so if I have a custom thumbnail, I can click here, then I go and bring it, and then I upload it here. But if I don't have, still it is okay. And then, yeah, so that video is already available, so I can just click finish. Okay, one incomplete resource found. The copyright holder, yeah. So I need to put here the copyright holder. The copyright holder is the Emoroot. Then I just click finish, and there we are. So I already have one resource in P4 class, which is a video. Let me also add another resource. I just come to add, I come to upload files, select files. Then this time around, I want to bring a PDF document. I select it, I click open, it also comes. And it captures its title automatically. And then I have to remember to enter the copyright holder's name, and that is myself. Then I click finish. So you realize that we already have about 2 resources. And then there is also another one here where you can just create an exercise where the learners can attempt, and it automatically grades them, just like the way we did when we were working with Google Forms. So even this new exercise here, it works in the same way. And because of time, I may not be able to do it right now. Now, having created your channel, having managed even to upload content inside your channel in a folder that you created, for that content for it to remain there, you will need to publish the channel. So you click publish, and then you can put here the version description. Always when you're uploading content, maybe on the same folder, you will need to put to always enter the different versions. Maybe this is the very first version, so I can say this is version 1. Then in case I upload more content, then I can say maybe that will be version 2. In case I add another content, I call it version 3. So it is now publishing. Okay, it is now done publishing. So ladies and gentlemen, what we have just done is creating a channel, creating an account on Colibri Studio, then creating a channel, which channel enables you to be able to create folders where you can be able to upload content when it is very organized. So when you come here and then you come to channels, you can see that we already have one channel here. It is called Sharebility Junior School. When you click on that channel and you open it, you find that there is a folder called P4 class. So this folder will be having, it is where we shall be uploading all resources which are connected to primary 4 class. So let me, now, it is now time for us. Remember we said this very channel here that we have created here, which has this folder, we can import it such that it can be accessed offline on the computer, on the local computer, even when the internet is not available. So for us to be able to import this particular content onto our offline, maybe software which is installed already on the computer, you will need to go to you will need to first download Colibri. You will need to download Colibri, and you download it by going to Learning Equality. Learning Equality. Let me just search. Okay, you go to Learning Equality, and then you come to Colibri. Around here, then there is download. So when you click on download, there are different versions. It is supported on Windows computers, which most of us are having. So in case you have a Windows computer, you just come to this link here, and then you download the .exe file, which you can install on your Windows computer. If you have Ubuntu operating system, you come here. If you have a Mac operating system, you come up to here, and then you download, then you can be able to install it. Now, for me, I already installed it on this machine that I'm using. So I will just come here, and then I look for it. It is, yeah. So on this machine that I'm using, you can see it is this one. So I just open it. So this is now the one which has been installed on the computer. Remember, you go to the other website, download, then you install on the computer, then you will see it is icon either appearing on the desktop. If it is not appearing on the desktop, you will go to all programs and then you locate it. And then you can be able to launch it. Now, it is time for us to import the other content that we uploaded on Colibri Studio, and then we want to import it to be there, to be accessible on the local computer, on the Colibri software, which is installed on the local computer. So we shall first go back to Colibri Studio, and then we come to here, next to publish. We click on these 3 dots, and then we click get a token. Now, this token is very important in such a way that it is the one that is going to link Colibri Studio to this Colibri software that we have installed on our computer. It is the one that is going to enable us to be able to import these resources that we uploaded, that we uploaded inside this P4 folder. We import that folder inside this software. So you get this token, and then I'm just going to copy it. Then I come here, and then when you just launch it, there are these 2 options. How are you using Colibri? You want to use it on your own, or you want to use it as a group for learning. So for now, I'm going to select this one on my own. Then I just click continue. And then it asks these are now like the beginner settings. You have to select the language that should be used on that Colibri software that you have installed. There are very many other languages which are available, but for now, we shall go with this English language, which we understand very well. So you just click continue, and then it asks you to create a super admin. So I am going to still enter my name as a super admin, George Norwood, and then my username, let me see, Root. Okay, so that is my username is okay, let me just say George1. That is my username, and then the password, let me enter it here, then I retype it. Okay, and then I just click continue. And then you can see this one is now on my local computer. And as you can see, there are other already available channels which are already available here. But specifically what I want us to do is, I want us to be able to import the other channel that we created on Colibri Studio. So how do we go about it? We are going to come to device, and then we come to channels. Okay, so when we come to channels, right now there is no channel completely because this is the first time we are logging in. So we want to import the other channel, so you just click import, and there are 3 options of importing. You can import from Colibri Studio, which is done online. You can import through a local network or internet, or you can import from an attached drive or memory card. However, for this last option, you should have first exported a channel from Colibri Studio onto that particular flash or maybe drive before you select this option. So for now, we are going to go with the first option, which is Colibri Studio. So we just click continue. And then it is going to, we are going to select here, import with token. Then we paste the other token that we copied. Then click continue. And there we are. And there we are. You can see this is the channel we created, and it has this folder, okay, P4. So you select the folder that you want to import onto your local computer. If you have many folders, they will all be listed around here. So if you want to import all of them, you just click select all. If you want to select specific folders, you select those particular ones, and then you can be able to now come here and click the import button. So depending on how heavy the content is, and your internet connection. By the way, as you are importing that content from Colibri Studio to your local computer, still you need internet access. But as soon as you are done importing, like the way we are done now, even if you disconnect internet, you can be able to access, you can now be able to access your channel, and then you can be able to access everything, all the content that is on that particular channel. So when you come here now to device, then you come to channels, here is our channel, and the content is here.
You go to learn.
Yeah. So when I come here and then I come to learn, so assuming this computer is now in maybe a computer lab and learners are there and they want to access the content, after logging in, they just come to learn and then they go to
Home.
Okay. You go to home and then there we are. And our channel is right here, and you can see the video is here. This video, after importing it, can be accessed offline without even internet connectivity. So members, that is how we can basically create an account on Colibri Studio, and then we are able to create a channel, and then even we upload content inside that channel, and then we import it onto our offline installed Colibri software. So what we have just done on the computer can also be done on an Android device. You can be able to import that channel also onto your Android device, because there is an Android app that you can go to your Google Play to the Play Store, and then you download it, and then you can be able to import that very channel that we have imported on the computer. We can also be able to import it on the phone. And then if you have smartphones or you have tablets in the computer lab, still learners can be able to access that content without the use of internet. So members, that is what I wanted to share. Maybe Rogers, if we are to do a demo on the phone.
Yeah, the phone, I'm going to do something here, but I want you to just open there the website of Sharebility, colibri.sharebility.org. I've actually imported your channel. As you are importing, I copied your token. Just go to colibri.sharebility.org. Or you can just go to sharebility.org and then you click on Colibri. So, members, Colibri can also be installed on an online server. So for us, we also installed it on this online server, and we are waiting for tokens from you. If you have any good channels you have created, you give us the tokens we can import. So just scroll down the channel that Mr. Emot has just created. So you can create a channel, one channel, and then you send that token to 100 schools. All of them can get that content. So click on it. Then when you click, so you find that Mr. Emot was using that token to import on the computers in his school. He might send you also the token you also import in your school. On sharebility.org, this is a shared Colibri library. Sharebility is how to give, and we leverage the community for content. So if you have good content, please, you send us the token. Mr. Emery, first click on the back arrow. I want to thank the team from Luwero Diocese. They give us their tokens. First scroll down. We have some tokens that we got from Luwero, like this biology, Luwero SS, Lutete, arts history. Some of these resources we got channels from Luwero Diocese. So they are now available on Colibri. So please, we want as Sharebility to build our own Britannica, to build our own Yankata by collaboratively creating channels on Colibri. We put there good resources and then we import. And then you can buy tablets in your school, like 40 tablets at 500 each. And then you import all this content and it is on the tablets. And then you switch off. There's no need for internet. Learners can always access all this content on the tablets in your school. And they can use it for learning and digital pedagogy. Thank you very much, Mr. Moros, for that demonstration. For the app, Let me just share my screen here. This one I can stop sharing. Let me just share my screen on my phone here, so that because I really want at the same time. So on the app, as you can see on my phone, I have already a Colibri app here. So you can go to Play Store, just install this app, and then when you install, it will be able to have Colibri running. And then from there, you can be able to go to part where it's channels. So by default, it will make you an admin. But after you have logged in as after an admin, you can actually log out, and then learners can use the tablets. So when you are logged in as admin, you can go to where there is device, and then you go to channels, and then from there you can click on import, and then from there you can choose Colibri Studio Online, and then from there you can be able to put in the token. So you can, Ms. Samuel can say, because I've prepared a channel which has good tutorials on ABCD. What is the token? The token is a Hoza Rofa. So it is very easy to remember the token. I crammed it already. So they'll give you a token simple like that. So once I put that, it will tell me this token has these materials. Now, these materials are going to be imported onto my phone, and they'll be there. It's better than sending them on WhatsApp, because here they will be always organized in the app. And for copyright, learners may not be able to share them, but they only access them from there. So even if I turn off internet, I can always find the materials when I go to learn, and I click on home. I can always find the channel. The channel that I've imported because they share. Now this is on my phone. Even if there's no internet, learners can access the materials if they have the tablets accordingly. Okay, thank you very much. Now, members, our time is fast spent, but I really want to hear from Mr. Ogisha Dennis to tell us something before we close. Mr. Ogisha, of the digital libraries we looked at, which one has got your attention that you want to show us briefly? We shared more than 10 digital libraries, and we demonstrated Colibri only so far. Mr. Ogisha, do you have something to tell us?
Kindly and make me co-host on the other gadget.
Okay, it's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you, thank you. So colleagues, our time has been fast spent. Appreciation to the members who have presented, Mr. Mwaya, Mr. George. Well, you noted that there's much been emphasis on sharing content. Now, content can either be in digital libraries or offline libraries. We can utilize the Colibri, the Encarta, the Britannica, but oftentimes we may land on websites that have updated content. And this content is not on any of the channels. Now, for that case, there is always need to have a skill set on how we can download a complete website and then add it on your PCs. Where you have internet in the school, very simple. You just have to provide the URL to the students, and they can utilize the website that has updated resources for utilization in your learning process. But for enhancing ease to access, we recommend you to download and save those websites. So in a nutshell, I just wanted to walk you through some of the one tool you can use and that can simplify your life. I ask for your patience. I will share my screen. Can you give me a thumbs up if people can see my screen there?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for the feedback. Well, that is my screen. So I want to hope that Sharebility, as you users have utilized, have had good experience. And the fact that there is always updated content. You notice that in the demo, there has been so much resources. We have an online big site. This is having a pool of resources. But there's also this sharebility.org that you may also, this is purely EduTech, having educational data. We have this page for Colibri Library. You may not have our token, but you may want to have this website in your school just to enhance remote access where there is no internet. And then we have EduTech course, and probably other pages will keep coming through over time. Now, how can you make such a website saved for offline utilization? Well, to achieve that, you need a tool. One of the tool I want to demonstrate to you is called HTT Track. So if I can create a new tab here and I write HTT Track, this is the tool. The link I will share in the chat, but then hopefully you see the meeting is recorded. So I want to recommend that you go back or rewatch later and then probably get the full steps. But the tool is HTTP Track. You just have to either search it through Google and then have the link and then hit on download and then now allow it. Of course, when you hit on download, you always have to choose the type of download for your appropriate operating system and appropriate word size of the operating system, 64-bit, 32-bit. So this process will allow you to download the app. And once you've downloaded, you install it just like any other software. Luckily, to enhance faster process, I've already downloaded the software on my computer. So I will walk you through. So I'll click start and then type HTT Track to launch it fully. And then I click yes, sorry. I'll exit this and launch it. I'll press HTT Track. Please do note that I had downloaded it, but I wanted you to as well have the full experience on how we can utilize it. Like in other software, its installation is very, very faster and wouldn't take any level of expertise required. Okay, so once it has downloaded, you now have to launch it by retrieving the app. Like mine has already launched. So this is the HTT Track software. Remember, our goal is to download Sharebility software. So rather Sharebility website and any other website. So the first step is you'll have to always copy the URL. Click in the address bar, highlight the URL, and then select copy. That has been placed on the clipboard. Then get your app that you had earlier on initialized and then click next. After that, you'll have to probably just give the project a name. In my case, I'm going to call it Sharebility website. Sharebility website. I can ignore all other things and leave them by default. The path here is going to be on my computer. I can always change the path, the destination where I want the files to be stored. Mine is going to be on C and in a folder called My Websites. So I click next. Let's place here the URL. There is a label, web addresses. You can either download one site or you can even place here all the list of the websites you want to download. And thereafter, you click next and then click finish. So this process will have the download process initiated. Depending on the size of the website, that is in how much information is available there, you'll have to be patient and allow the process to complete. So you need good data, that is MBs. If maybe you've browsed the site and you realize it has got a lot of data, and then the element of time, patience, allowing it to download. So I will have to skip this process, so I will let it download in background as I show you something else. So my download is still ongoing. I expect when it is done, I will have all this on my computer. Okay, how do I now access my website? on my computer. After the website has fully downloaded, I just have to open File Explorer. And once you open File Explorer, you remember our path was on C. That is, according to my selection, I had put C as the default selection. So if I double click on C, the folder I was using to store is called My Websites. If I double click, you can see I have got very many websites I've been downloading. The one I downloaded earlier was Sharebility. If I double click, so these are the files that have been downloaded. I can always double click on the index here because that's the home page, and this is Sharebility. Without internet, you can now access everything. So where you have challenges of internet, you can always download this and put it on one computer as the server. Finally, so every time you want to access, it would require you to browse here. That is to your root folder where it was stored. However, there is another easier way of enhancing access, because you note that in this process, the students have to have knowledge in browsing and navigating through different folders. So the last step now, which will now enhance access so that students don't have to use file navigation and will have to only use the browser to navigate the file, involves the use of a tool which is called XAMPP. You note that my friend earlier on in Mr. Moya took us through XAMPP and he theoretically gave us the guidance. How can we then make the resource utilized through a web browser on that very computer or easily accessed on other computers? Now, it's a very simple thing again. You again open your browser using any browser or search engine. You again type in XAMPP. Now, this XAMPP allows us to do several things, but for this case, it's going to help us configure the computer to make it a server, and then now that website can be utilized through the web browser and other computers. So to download XAMPP, again, you just have to type in XAMPP here and then click on download. And when you click on download, again, you'll have to select the appropriate download according to your. But here, I would recommend you download the latest XAMPP file. For me, I already downloaded it, and I'll like I guided previously. I already downloaded this, so I'll click Start, and then I type in XAMPP to launch XAMPP for my case. Once installed, of course, installation is not technical. I want to hope that once it has downloaded, you double click on it and then follow prompts to allow it to install. Just to demonstrate here a little bit on the file that I had earlier on already downloaded, but I want to complete the process is here. So if I double click on XAMPP, just a minute here. So if I double click on the file I've downloaded, how do I now install it? Some antiviruses may need to be disabled first, and then you now click yes to continue. Click OK, click next until the installation is done. So like I was telling you, the process is simple. For me, I'd already installed it, and I will have to choose another path for me to have it installed. Either way, I can just click cancel and then recommend that you use that same process. Because once you observe, when I double clicked on XAMPP, installing was just easier by following prompts next until the installation is complete. Well, once you've successfully installed XAMPP, the next step is for you now to launch XAMPP. To launch XAMPP, You can either click Start and search it as an installed app, or you can always go to the notification area, expand this system icon, and then double click on XAMPP to fully launch it. So many ways. Either you launch it through the Start button and searching it like another app, or you go to the notification area and look for the apps, for the ones that are running in the background. So members, like you can observe on my screen, this is XAMPP control panel. Well, just something simple. You always have to make sure that the Apache is running. Okay? You start the Apache, and that's all. And once you've started it, you can always run it, first of all, through localhost. You just have to click on localhost, and then you specify the name of the folder where it is. Although that process may then require members to know how to place files in the folders, I want to walk you through the last step, and that helps us to ease the process of accessing the work. So once XAMPP has been installed, we then have to do this last thing. Open Windows Explorer. In other words, let us explore up to where our download website is. Remember, our website, according to my selection, was saved on this computer and in a folder, C, rather in a partition which is C, and then in a main folder called My Websites. Then you see there the different websites have been downloading. I want to go with this Sharebility website. So it's very simple. I can right click on this folder, select copy, and then I go back to the root that is still C, and then I open XAMPP where my main folder is for XAMPP files. So under XAMPP here, I have htdocs. htdocs is where most of the websites have to be stored whenever you want to access them. So I open htdocs, and I now paste the folder, all the websites that have been downloaded here in this folder. Now, once you've pasted the website here, it can be accessed quickly. Every time you write localhost, you just have to put Sharebility, and then it will take you to Sharebility. This is one way of accessing it on your computer as the main server. However, because we are talking about downloading websites to be utilized by students in the lab, it is important that after you've downloaded and placed it on your server, you allow access to the students so that every time they want to access the file, they can access your computer. So how can we make access of this website we've downloaded through your server on other computers? I'm talking about server because I imagine most of you teachers, your computer labs have different computers and they have been connected together, probably connected to the server. So how can we make it shareable on other computers? Just very simple. So step one, you open command prompt. You click Start and then type in CMD. CMD is a shortcut that helps us to launch to command prompt. When you open command prompt, you just write one command, which is ipconfig, and then press enter. ipconfig is a simple command that helps us to check the IP addresses for this computer or your computer. For my case, I have connected to a wireless LAN right now talking to you, and the IP address picked here is this one, which is 192.168.20.82. You have to copy this number or you memorize it somewhere. For my case, I'll right click and then copy it. I can highlight it and then press Ctrl C to copy it to the clipboard so that every time I want to use it, I will definitely remember. So this computer is identified by this address as given to us by command prompt. Finally, after you've taken note of the IP address of your computer, again go back to File Explorer. File Explorer allows you to navigate to different files and folders. When you open File Explorer, navigate to C, where Windows are installed. Then navigate to XAMPP. When you navigate to XAMPP, this time around, we're going to look for a folder which is Apache, because it is the one that is controlling all the resources. So double click on Apache, and then Apache, we are going to look for config, the file which is configuration. So there's a folder here, which is conf. Double click to open it. And once you've double clicked inside it, there are many folders and other files. The file we're interested in is httpd.conf. So very simple, right click on this file and select, open it with Notepad. Right click and open with Notepad. And once I've opened with Notepad, I will have to scroll down and look for a line which has got listen. There are many lines, but I just have to look for a file, a line which has listen in it. If you're using Notepad++, it will help you have lines inside that you can follow accordingly. For my case, I will scroll and look for listen. Okay, where is listen? Listen. All right. So listen is here. By default, it is always this way. It is listen 80. 80 is the port that is helping us communicate with the Apache here. But remember, we've copied our IP address and we want to allow other computers listen or access this website or series of websites you've downloaded. So what we're going to do is to simply create a new line and add the word listen and then add our IP address we've added. So listen, we put our IP address that we've created. At the end of the IP address, we're going to specify the port, the new port that we want to be communicating with. So you can think of figures. I'll just think about 8,000 because I don't want to collide with any other ports available. You can type there any other figure as long as it is unique. So I've written listen 192.168.20. Don't be confused. This was the IP address. So finally, save this and close your Notepad because you've already finished making the database. Next, we are going to stop Apache and we are going to start it again using XAMPP. And once that is done, consider yourself successful then. You can now allow students access files or access the website via the web browser. How? If I double click on, I'm going to open a fresh window so that you people can, if I open a new window, initially, remember for us to open the website, we are typing in localhost and we require to write sharebility.org. So this time around, I just have to put the IP address of this computer in the address bar and then I press enter. I put the IP address and then I put in Sharebility. IP address allows me now to identify that very computer. So if I put IP address, then I put slash and I put the name of the folder where the files were, and boom, I will have my Sharebility folder website accessed. So this IP address identifies the computer even with your mobile device, as long as it is connected on the Wi-Fi or the network, or other computers, as long as they are connected on the LAN or the network. You just have to type in the network and the IP address, you put slash, and then write in Sharebility. So whereas we can download channels, we can download resources, put them in on Colibri, we can access Britannica, we can access Encarta. There could be a scenario where you've identified the website having very latest or updated content. And because of copyright, you cannot copy that content and put on Colibri, neither can you just copy the content and take it as yours. So the approach we recommend that is very respectful of copyright is to download the site and then put it on the computer lab for offline access. And every time you're using it in the lesson plan, you can cite. You can always respect intellectual property. You give credit to the authors, because students will still have the knowledge that that is the website, but only given to them to be accessed remotely. Thank you. For more interactions, please let's continue our chat in the WhatsApp groups created, or you can reach out to our director for constant engagement. Thank you, Mkareli Rogers. Back to you.
Asante sana. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogisha. And so, members, as you can see, you can be able to identify some good websites like W3 Schools and others. And then you don't even need to have like a server in a computer, so long as you have a switch and maybe LAN cables and computers are connected, on like the way you normally network a computer to print, like having a single printer. So install XAMPP on any of the computers on the network. XAMPP will make that computer a web server. And now learners can access all websites that you put under your htdocs on that computer. You can even be doing applications like WordPress, like you can be designing your website when learners are all visiting it. When your computer is now a server on the LAN. And whenever you publish information on your WordPress, all learners, so you have your local website and learners, even if you have 50 computers in the lab, they can be able to access. Members, this is really the end for today, but as we conclude, we had several demos that we had wanted to do because we talked about 11 areas. But because of time, so far we have done only those two main demos. We've done a demo on offline websites on the local server, XAMPP. We have also had a demo on Colibri and also Colibri Online. Now, to conclude, let me just talk about the Wikipedia Offline and this one. We have the Britannica. Britannica, that one is easy. Is already it's a software already. You just download and install. As Sharebility, we are providing all these resources free of charge. Because for us we have to give. So our work is to source for you, and then we give you these resources. But you can still call us, and we come and then we support you, and then you give us some little money where need be. Yeah, but if you are able to learn from here and configure things on your own, well and good. So you can go to sharebility.net, and on sharebility.net, you are going to find Sharebility software, which is one of our services. Here, you are going to find Wikipedia Encarta Britannica. This is 4.6 GB. You can download. There is Wikipedia Offline. You can download. Encarta DVD, you can download, and many others that we are adding there on this list, and other digital libraries. So when you download Britannica specifically, you need to know how to install it, because many people call me and they say, now I downloaded the Encarta and I don't know how to install it. So if you install it, for example, I'm not going to install it fully, but I'm just showing you. So it comes when it is an ISO file. So for you to install an ISO file, you can either extract it using WinRAR, or you can just open it with the Windows Explorer. Okay, Windows Explorer. Now, this one here is an old version of Britannica DVD. They've stopped making these DVDs because now they have an online digital library. So you'll go under the crack folder, and get an Excel, a notepad there, which has the word install. So inside there, you'll find several serial keys. Just use one of these serial keys, and then go under Britannica, start installing. So as you start installing, it's going to ask you for a key, and then you'll be able to paste in that key accordingly. So that's what I really wanted to show you. Where do you get the key to install the Encarta on your computer, the Britannica? So Encarta also works similar way to Britannica. They work in a similar way. So we want your computers in the lab not just be computers for typing Microsoft Word, but computers where learners can come and search about Napoleon, okay? And instead of just, you see some children get bored when they are reading, they are dozing, but if they come and reading on a computer, they will not doze. They will be able to learn about Napoleon III, they will be able to learn about digestion, okay? So, and by the way, you should be the one to give them an activity. Tell them, go to the resource library and research about ABCD. You're not supposed to give them notes in the new curriculum. Let them come read the notes themselves. When you search on Britannica, you'll find such results, you'll find images, you'll even have other kind of things. So you can be able to get whatever you are searching about, it will be able to give you things which are related to what you are searching about. So you should be able to get the media, then use it. The same thing with Encarta is similar to that. So I'm not going to, so here when you're installing it, will ask you somewhere for a serial number. Here, that's where you'll paste the serial number before you can continue installing. So I'm going to end there on that one. You can be able to install it easily. The same way with Encarta. You can also download it from Sharebility. Now, let me talk about this Wikipedia Offline and WikiHow briefly. Then we shall be able to conclude and leave other things to you. So, when you look at Wikipedia, many of you should be knowing Wikipedia. Wikipedia is the largest encyclopedia, but this gives you an opportunity. We have provided a link on sharebility.org. We already scrapped it for you. So we have zipped it, so you don't have to struggle to scrap it. So you can be able to get the Wikipedia offline. So how do you get it? This one is very easy. You just go and download it, and then you will just extract. That's all. Just right click, and then you select the option of extract. Once you extract, it's around 5 GB of content. It is going to give you files like this. So you can decide to host this on XAMPP server, which has been showing, or you can just send a shortcut to the desktop. You can go to more options and say send to desktop, create shortcut. So for me, I'll put it under local disk D. So on local disk D, it is safe. So this icon which has come in here, if I double click on it, it will bring Wikipedia. So I can decide to change this icon so that learners can easily understand instead of calling it index. So I can decide to come here, and then I go to properties, okay, for this icon, and then I say change icon, and then I choose another beautiful icon because I want learners to know that this is now Wikipedia. So I can choose a globe, I can choose a butterfly, I can choose any icon that I want for that. Let me choose this. And then I change, okay, so I have that, click on apply. Okay, so it has changed. Then I call this Wikipedia. Oh, okay, Wikipedia. So I have my icon. So learners don't have what Mr. was saying, that learners have to suffer navigating. I can also just create a shortcut. Wherever it is, learners just become to the desktop and then they access. If I don't want to copy these files to every computer in the lab, then I can put it under XAMPP so that all other learners, they access Wikipedia from the server on the local area network. So they can be able to search if they want to learn about a flower, maybe it's a primary school, they can search what is a flower, they get search results, and then they can read more about the flower, pollination, everything is there in whatever. So really, Wikipedia is very rich about anything. You can find anything about geography. If you search about Uganda, you can search about politics, Obama, who is Obama, everything. So they can be able to have a good resource for research. The same thing happens for WikiHow. WikiHow, we have also provided, we have what we call open educational resources. One of our things that we talked about Rachel, which was another tool that we will talk about. Now, Rachel has is a device, you buy it, but you can also assemble it on your own. They provide the content on their website, rachel.wordpress.org. So you can be able to download various digital libraries that you may need. All these are educational materials for learning, then gigabytes of storage. So it is actually here where I downloaded it. We have Khan Academy, we have very many medical plus, very many open educational resources which are here. So this is the same place where I also download. We have TED Talks and many others. There is this Wikipedia static. This is where I actually downloaded it from, and then I took it the other side. We have this site called WikiHow. WikiHow is very good. I would encourage us to download it, 15 GB. For me, I've already downloaded it here. I already have WikiHow. WikiHow is very good. It has a tutorial on everything that you want to learn. I have WikiHow here. It's 11 GB WikiHow. So with WikiHow, I've not yet extracted it, so I'm not going to extract because of time. When you go to WikiHow, you find everything you want. If you want to learn how to polish shoes, you can just say how to polish, and then you search. It is going to show you how to polish. It will give you all these things: how to polish nails, how to do what, whatever you want, whether how to make liquid soap, whether how to do what. It has good tutorials showing step by step with good illustrations and even some videos in it. So WikiHow is if you want to learn how to install Windows, okay, Windows, everything, whether it is ICT, whether it is what, how to install Windows 10, it will give you tutorials step by step, written, not video, but more with steps, step by step with the screenshots. So WikiHow is very good resource for you to have in your library. So I think for now, let us end here. These are the ones we had, you can be able to, these other materials like Rachel, Kiwix, these ones, they are having the same resources that are available. Like for example, this one is what is on Kiwix library. Kiwix has all these resources also. It has very many resources for programming, for what. Kiwix is available on, just like Colibri, it is available on Android, on Windows, and Mac and Linux. You just download the Kiwix if you want for Windows. Just download Kiwix for Windows and then import the libraries that you need from here, and then they will be available for you to use offline. It has very many, including Wikipedia and others, so you can be able to do that under Kiwix. Then also we have, I talked about ratio already. Yeah, so basically those are some of them that we wanted to highlight with you. So thank you very much for listening to us, and we are having next week, we are going to be looking at ICT, at EduTech clubs. How do we, now these learners, after they have learned, how do they demonstrate their knowledge through projects, through innovations? So shall we look, our course is still ongoing, and we want to encourage you to always visit our website, sharebility.org, that is dedicated to EduTech. And we also want to thank all the facilitators who have been on and all the teachers who continue to be on to these sessions. Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to request someone to give us a closing prayer because of time. Someone can give us a closing prayer, and then we shall be able to call this a day. Let me ask, I think, Madam Peace. Madam Peace, you can give us a closing prayer, and then shall we close for today.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone on call. Thank you for being patient up to this time. Thank you for our facilitators for teaching us all that we have learned today in details. Let us humble ourselves for worship prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for today. Thank you for Sharebility Uganda. Thank you for the EduTech course. Thank you for all that we have learned as school administrators. Pray that you give us the ability to put it into practice. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, members, and wish you a nice evening.